Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's TK Owens with TKO TV. Been a while since I've done a video. Been busy with work and doing some research and working on the website at patriotspot.wall.fm. And working on some really exciting stuff over there. Really wanted to throw my voice out there though and kind of touch on a few things that have been happening as of the recent. A lot of things that have been happening in the last little while. Obviously, Bilderberg just got over with. Also, the NATO summit in Chicago, and the huge protest that was there, the huge protest that happened at Bilderberg. But a couple of the things that I wanted to touch on that kind of rubbed me wrong, I guess you could say. I listen to a lot of different talk radios. One of the ones that I listen to happens to be Webster Tarpley. And one of the things that I wanted to touch on here as of recent is his open coming out, so to speak, against Ron Paul, saying that everybody that follows Ron Paul is duped, and that he is only in the race to make sure that Romney wins. Now, I don't happen to believe this. And one of the sources that he's crediting in saying that people were duped into believing Ron Paul is the fact that he says he's only saying what the younger generation wants him to say so that he can get in with the in crowd. Well, I decided that because I've been following Ron Paul for a long time, and I decided to go back through some of the old Ron Paul video and things like that to see if, he's changed his story or not. And the one thing I found out was that he never has. He's always been on the same topic. Webster came out and said that, you can't trust him because he voted for the Afghan war. Well, he openly still admits he voted for the Afghan war, and the reasons why was because he wanted to get Osama bin Laden. Now, does he believe that, like some of us in the Patriot movement believe, that Osama bin Laden actually died in a hospital in 2002? Evidently not. He believed that Osama bin Laden was out and alive and living in Afghanistan, and we needed to capture him. And that was the reason that he okayed the funds to go into Afghanistan in the first place. Had he believed that we used that money to manufacture and harvest and the opium and heroin from Afghanistan instead of capturing Osama bin Laden, would he have voted the same way? Probably not. Now, the other thing that Tarpley said and brought up was the newsletters that Ron Paul has his name on back in the early to mid-90s. There were some very racial things said in some newsletters that had his name on it. Some things about Martin Luther King, some things about the black movement per se at the time. And it was not necessarily blatantly racial, but was suggestive. Let's put it that way. And he says that, he kind of brought that up. And, well, I've done some studying on those. And I found out that they've been debunked. Dr. Paul openly states that he did not write them. In fact, they were written during the years where he was practicing medicine again, was not in Congress. And it wasn't even a part of that. It admits that he had like 5 or 6 people working for him at the time. And there's been a few different sources come out and verify that the author of the article was actually somebody else. The gentleman's name escapes me, but it was something I looked up today. But aside from that, Ron Paul also takes responsibility for it, in that because of the fact that his name was on the newsletter. He openly states he does not agree with it, but he takes responsibility and has apologized numerous times for this happening. But this seems to be something that Webster Tarpley wants to focus on. Okay, you know, I agree with a lot of Webster Tarpley's findings. This happens to be one that I don't. You know, Webster Tarpley is openly a socialist, believes in a socialist welfare system and things like that, which to a degree can be good. I'll admit he has some very valid points. But I think they're flawed in other ways, and that's just my personal opinion. I don't believe in a socialist system because I don't believe in government. I don't believe in the government that we have, which in a socialist system would make the government too big. I'm more of a capitalist mindset, whereas that it's limited, very limited government for the people, and giving them the opportunity to be the people that they're meant to be. Quit crippling them, and you know, and that's where Ron Paul's at. Now, is Ron Paul a capitalist? No, he's not. But the mindset, you know, he also comes out and says that, Tarpley in this case, comes out and says that the other reason not to trust Ron Paul, and this was from his radio show back in November, stated that the reason you can't trust Ron Paul is because of the fact that, you know, within his budget cuts, he's talking about making some major budget cuts to some of the welfare system, and then Tarpley, you know, brings up the statistic of, you know, the 50 million people on welfare and food stamps, and what are they going to do if you cut that? Well, you know, I don't think that 50 million people need food stamps, okay? What I do believe is that, like I was expressing to a friend earlier, that, you know, if you take the crutches out from somebody that can already walk, they're still going to walk. You just have to take the crutches away. Now, that's my opinion. You know, I believe that Tarpley makes a really good argument and a lot of great things. I mean, and people are here recently, a lot of people have been demonizing Alex Jones, and you know, because he listens to Tarpley, or he has Tarpley on, and he has, you know, all these other people on that necessarily don't agree with everybody else. Who cares? It's about the movement. It's about the freedom. It's about the perspective of both sides. How are you ever going to find the truth if you don't study, if you don't listen to both sides to decipher what's true and what's not? That's my point. Okay? I have my opinions. Am I always right? Hell no. Am I always wrong? No. But I keep studying, I keep researching, I keep finding out what is relevant to today. That is where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. And I urge you, those of you who watch my videos, those of you who want to research this, there's plenty of information. All you have to do is do it. You know, that's all I had to say for this evening. You know, I encourage you, you know, if you want a great social website to go to and interact and a great research tool to utilize, go to patriotspot.wall.fm. You know, also visit, you know, if you're seeing this YouTube video, you know, you probably already know my page is at youtube.com/Mr. TK Owens. You can also friend me at facebook.com/Mr. TK Owens, or excuse me, TK Owens. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got to say. That was real good English, wasn't it? But stay safe, join the fight, get involved, get informed. Resistance is not futile. Resistance is fundamental. This TK Owens with TKO TV. God bless.